Here we go. Hey guys, welcome to part 5 of extending the third-person character example tutorial series. In this video, we will go over creating a parent pickup actor that all of our pickup actors will derive from. We will create some functionality in this parent actor that all of the child actors will use, as well as some variables, and the collision sphere and static mesh that they will override. Let's get right into it. As an example here, and you saw in the other parts of the tutorial series, this is the pickup actor, and when we pick it up, it applies 10 damage every second over 3 seconds. We will create this specific actor in the next video, but for now, let's create the actor that this derives from. Go into your third-person character folder, your blueprints folder, world objects, right-click, create a new folder, and call this pickups. Enter your pickups folder, right click, go to blueprint class, create a new actor and call this pickup parent actor. Open this pickup parent actor. On the left hand side, add a sphere collision and then add a static mesh. The sphere collision will be used for the overlap events that we'll create in a little bit. And the static mesh will be used to visually represent the object in the world. In this case, we just want to use the cube. Scroll down on the details panel, the collision, uncheck generate overlap events, and collision preset to no collision. We'll now want to create the 4 functions that we're going to want to override in our child actors. The first one's apply effect. The second one is effect tick. This will be called every time the effect has a tick, and then do effect, which effect tick will call to and will house any of the custom code that you want in each specific effect, as well as an end effect function. The end effect function is fired from the event graph event called event destroyed, in which anytime this actor is destroyed, it will call this event, which will then call the end effect function that you can store any of your custom functionality in your child actors. Now let's create some variables that these functions will need to touch. The first one will be current tick count. Set that to integer. Set that to integer. Create a max tick count. That X really likes to get in there. And then create a time per tick variable, and this one we'll want to call as a float. We also, for this specific example, want to set a character reference up, and our character reference is our third-person character. And we will set this reference on the overlap functionality that we'll set up on the on-sphere collision after we create the custom functionality in this. So now let's add the custom functionality to each of the methods that we created. The apply effect is really simple. All we want to do is set timer by function name, set the reference to self, set the function name to the exact function that you called for effect tick. So if you renamed it to something else, use that. Hold the time per tick here, and then also set it to looping. Now we'll also want to promote this to a variable so that we can reference it later and call it timer. Now we'll want to, and that's all we need for the apply effect. So now we'll want to go into the effect tick functionality and put in the parent tick functionality for incrementing the current tick count. So we get our current tick count and we increment it. This function here will add 1 to the value and then set it back to the variable, so you don't have to do that yourself. We'll then want to check against the max tick count if this is greater than or equal to. And if that's true, we'll branch off of it and we'll destroy the actor. Now when this event is called to destroy the actor after it's reached its max tick count, it will fire this event, which will then fire the end effect method. We don't need to put anything in the parent for this end effect, so we're okay. We do need to go back to our effect tick though, and take what we just created and move it over just a little bit and drop in our do effect here and hook that up. So now every time we do an effect tick, we will do the effect, which will be in your child actors that you'll override, and then the parent actor will increment the tick count for you and then check if the actor should be destroyed. That is all the now we need to go into creating the overlap events for the sphere. So if you click the sphere in the upper left hand side and then scroll all the way down, you see on component begin overlap. You want to click the plus button on this, which will take you to your event graph. If it doesn't, click your event graph in your left hand side and you'll be taken right to it. Now, the overlap only cares about when a third person character is walking over it. So cast the other actor to a third person character. If it's true, we'll want to attach we want to attach the this as the parent actor and get our self as the target. Let's break that pin. We only want the self in there. So now that will attach this pickup actor to the parent actor, and we want to snap it to the target. Now we don't want the actor running around with the object on their back being visible, so we will also want to take the sphere and set visibility to false, so we leave it unchecked. And if you notice, there's the propagate to children here, so we'll click this and that will correctly hide the static mesh or any actor that you put thereafter. So if you wanted to put a particle or anything, you could put a particle thereafter, and then once it's picked up, this will hide it. The other thing we want to stop is the overlapping event being fired now from the sphere, and that's called set generate overlapping events. And again, we just leave this unchecked and we execute it. Go in after the cast to the third person character actor, drag this out just slightly, bring in that character variable and set it, and now set the character variable to the third person character like that. Now, when a third person character walks over our sphere, they will switch to it will attach this actor to it, set the visibility to false, and then set the generate overlapping events to false. After we do all of that, we can then apply the effect, which will then call to the functionality we have to set the timer, and then call to the effect tick, and then call to the do effect. That's all you need for your parent actor. In the next tutorial, we will set up an object like this, where when you run into it, it will do 10 damage each second for 3 seconds, and then delete itself. Hey guys, thanks for checking out my tutorial series. If you want to see more, let me know by hitting the subscribe button or leaving a comment. Hope you guys have a good one. You want to say bye, Duchess? You want to say bye?